Back in Week 4, the 49ers lost a thriller in the first matchup against the Rams. Can Los Angeles finish the sweep? The answer comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
SoFi Stadium. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number 1, including himself.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still pretty good.
Here's Lance to throw it. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a play fake. Lance. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
On 2nd down now, it's Mitchell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here has been.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lance. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
And this one is right down the middle. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards. This defense for the Niners, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
To a hit, and the ball is out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for a 49er touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point attempt here still to come. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 12 carries, 56 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. That's out to the flat for Akers. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And hang on here. Oh, boy, an injury, and that's Cooper Kupp, who remains down on the turf. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. They'll run on first down with Akers. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the gun, it's Tua. That's going to be caught by Fryer. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Again, it'll be Akers. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Cam Akers, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Rams have got this back to a one-score game.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to the tailback. Yeah, like an egg underhanded rule with two hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
You turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down, and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they want to know.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for the Niners. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Lance's throw pulled in by Renfro. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
Get ready, get ready. Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Lance going to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there on the sack to bring up 2nd and goal.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Off of play action, here's Lance. And it's complete in the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Sly on for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. L.A. readies for its next possession.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
On the give, this is Akers.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Second down at the 16-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Brings up third down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, there's Fryer, complete. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, LA. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Rams are able to get back within a touchdown. Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On play action, Lance.
Escaping the pressure right. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Well, obviously, you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline. It saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover. But I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
Can you tell what I played?
Yeah, you played defense.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
I took a shot.
On 2nd down, it's Mitchell. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, Mitchell. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guaranteeing they started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Flushed out right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Tua. Rumbling past the 30. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Tua sets up to pass it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. He finds his man, complete. That's Moody. And they are into field goal range now as he's got the first down at the 26.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will knock things up here late in the first half. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
And he's going to go down. off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Raiders out in front as they approach halftime. Derek Carr has a couple of touchdown passes there. From there, we head east to Detroit to check on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they trail the visiting Chicago Bears. David Montgomery, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Damian Harris, a touchdown run in the victory. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And in a tie ball game, they've got to be asking themselves, what can we do to get this passing game on track for the second half to come? Meanwhile, for the Rams, we get a look at their numbers on the ground in that first half, as they'll be looking to rev things up here in a tie ball game. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And the half will begin with a touchback.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Tua. He finds his man, complete. That's Rose.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Tua going to throw.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete.
They find some open field here. Touchdown, Rams. Cam Akers, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Rams have taken the lead.
Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch the short passes, he can run under a long pass, or he can do what we saw right there, catch one and then make a big gain after the catch.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
And this game was all square at halftime, and now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They'll try the left side. Mitchell. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figured out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it, no matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Rams now coming out on the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
On first down, they'll start out with Akers.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. Well, they obviously read man coverage there, partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burke?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, then he curls back inside for the completion.
On first down, Tagovailoa. He finds his man, complete. It's Price.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on second down. Tua. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown!
Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And to put a bow on it, Next Gen Stats saying that traveled an even 66 yards in the air. Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now Lance. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd and 15 now. Lance. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
After review of the play, ruling on the field standing.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On first down, it's Mitchell. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are back within a score.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Slide for the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. 5 plays there on that drive, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter.
But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. 2nd and 8. Now back to throw. Incomplete.
But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
Wide open receiver, complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
They'll look to throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. Called out a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
After the turnover, it's Tua. He finds his man, complete. That's Price. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. 54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Tua.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Complete to number 88. A 6-yard pickup.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
It's 18-yard.
Now a play fake. Lance. Sends it out toward the sideline. Kittle brings it in for the completion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Lance again. He's got a man. It's his fullback. Touchdown, 49ers. Kyle Juszczyk, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. And we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Joey Slaughter set to kick off.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You've got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Play action, now it's Tua. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Rams on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Open man, there's Fryer, complete. Touchdown, Rams. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Rams answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Trey Lance and the 49ers set to go back on offense here.
And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. They'll run on first down. It's Mitchell, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Lance's throw pulled in by Renfro.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Let's go!
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Play action, now it's Lance.
Eluding the pressure right. This one caught by Kittle. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the 49ers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie.
46 to Mike, 46.
From the 29, Tua. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Rams punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Shoves him aside. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. On second down now, it's Mitchell. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. And again this time to the tailback. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Man, they got to let him play.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Oh, that heart has to be pounding inside the chest of Joey Sly.
He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game.
Oh, that heart has to be pounding inside the chest of Joey Sly.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
Oh, that heart has to be pounding inside the chest of Joey Sly.
2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And his kick is good. And Union Street will be hopping tonight. The 49ers have won it. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Niners, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for L.A., they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showcase of shutdown defenses. It's the Giants and the reigning Super Bowl champs. Next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the New York Giants. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. Joey Sly, the kicker, stands ready. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it, but the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing, Jones. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now Jones. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And all that, nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and that will come the offense as they take over. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses who have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
On play action, Lance. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
On 1st down, Lance. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play there on the catch and run.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And we do talk a lot about how the tight end position has changed in the NFL. Here's a great example. It used to be that they were linemen who occasionally caught passes. Now they're wide receivers who occasionally block people. And right here, this isn't tight end speed. It's definitely wide receiver speed.
On 1st down, Mitchell, and able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 2nd and 7,
Lance. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
That's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. The Lance going to throw.
Touchdown! That's caught. Here Renfro with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
Well, you got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive.
And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, Gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
A handoff to Barkley on the option.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader. And quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing. And let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real. And it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
Jones is going to put it in the hands of Barkley on the option.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a play fake here on first down. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Evan Ingram, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. He's got his man on the crossing route.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside.
Lance now on first down.
He'll buy some time right. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
The partner, they're locked in man coverage out left and end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now a give right side. Mitchell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And that's going to bring up a second and about a mile here. On second and a long way to go. Lance. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down coming up. Shotgun now for Lance. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
Now Joey Slye for the point after.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco.
Joey Slye now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
And now out come the Giants. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
But I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw.
And Jones going to keep once more.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go. Back to throw. Jones.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins.
Touchdown, Giants.
T. Higgins.
His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Extra point attempt to come here. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
49er offense set to get this drive underway. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives, so a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator's a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Escaping the pressure right. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Lance. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have the Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Touchdown! It's complete. Brandon Ayuk, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have moved down in front. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Sly on for the extra point.
It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. New York ready to go again offensively. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Now Jones is going to bat this forward on the jet sweep.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Mitchell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Working from the gun, Lance. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
So many times in my career, coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch,
touchdown, 49ers! Brandon Ayuk with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Slide for the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. But the focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
it is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Jones on 1st and 10. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Allen's got it complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 37.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west. State Farm Stadium in Glendale. And it's the Rams with a strong first half who have a good lead at halftime. Tua Tagovailoa with a touchdown throw. From there, we'll head east all the way to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Kareem Hunt, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a touchdown run in the victory. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Giants. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Niners, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Lance looking to throw it.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Let's go! Let's go!
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. Jones. And this one is incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And taken right on the 30. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points,
It's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
He needs one premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. A big play there for the Niners.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. Mitchell. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step one on that play.
On second and goal, Lance toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's third and goal. Here's Lance to throw it. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. His third touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up! Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Third quarter action here in this regular season finale. This will be second and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Higgins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Jones now on first down.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And look at this. For the second straight play, the 49er defense drops him for a loss. Here's Jones on third down. And that is incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
And now we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around the finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see. And they'll call that one every time.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there, just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. No, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Lance.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown 49ers.
Brandon Ayuk,
31 yards.
and the Niners get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead will swell by one more.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
New York's offense back out there and set to go.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Jones' throw caught by Higgins.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of...
And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Now Jones throwing on third, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Giants. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Giants get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And give him credit, he deserves it. But this is such a breakdown defensively, my goodness. From a pass rush perspective, you know that they got to be coming hard on fourth down trying to get to the quarterback. But from a coverage perspective, how do you not see that play developing? And it turns into a touchdown.
Yeah, and the next-gen stats showing that at an even 57 yards through the air. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Azeez Ojulari has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those two hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the safety creep. Switch.
In his own end zone, it's Lance.
Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Now a play fake. Lance. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
He's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the 49ers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Sly on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing, Jones. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
We like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. To throw. Jones. That is caught. Rashad Bateman.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Now for the point after. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. That time a 6-play drive, and it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A terrific running there to start the drive, as that's going to go for 15 and a good first down as well.
A good run there on right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. It kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line. It's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Left side, it's complete. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Now Lance going to throw.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. But a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top. Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the 49ers,
they get an all-important 10th win to move them to 10-6 with 1 week to go.